In a quiet little village surrounded by whispering trees and winding streams, there lived a young boy named Ayaan. He was kind-hearted, smart, and brave in many ways, but there was one thing he always struggled with: patience. Ayaan wanted everything fast. Whether it was learning something new, winning a game, or solving a problem, he wanted results instantly. And if things took time, he would give up. One day, while returning from school, Ayaan heard soft rustling near an old banyan tree. Curious, he walked closer and noticed a small tortoise struggling to climb a tiny slope. The tortoise moved slowly, so slowly that Ayaan felt frustrated just watching it. "Why are you even trying?" Ayaan asked aloud. "You're too slow. You'll never reach the top." The tortoise paused, lifted its head, and blinked calmly. "Maybe," it seemed to say without words, "but giving up would stop me completely." Ayaan felt strangely embarrassed. He watched as the tortoise, with its tiny steps and steady determination, kept moving. It didn't rush. It didn't complain. It simply continued. The boy sighed and walked home, the image of the tortoise stuck in his mind. The next morning, Ayaan's teacher announced that a grand village race would be held soon. It wasn't a race of speed, but of endurance and focus. All participants had to carry a pot of water and run through different checkpoints. The pot must not fall, and not a single drop of water should spill. The one who completed the race with a full pot would be the winner. Ayaan's eyes sparkled. "This is my chance to shine," he thought. He signed up immediately. On the day of the race, the entire village gathered. Children lined up with clay pots in their hands, excitement buzzing in the air like bees near a flower patch. Ayaan felt confident. "I am quick. I will finish first and win easily," he told himself. But when the whistle blew, things didn't go as he imagined. Ayaan rushed forward, moving faster than everyone else, but with every fast step, water sloshed dangerously inside his pot. "Slow down," someone cried, but he ignored them. Within minutes, he felt drops splashing onto his hand. He slowed slightly, then again sped up, eager to reach the finish line before others. But the faster he moved, the more the water spilled. By the time he reached the halfway point, his pot was half empty. He felt his heart sink. Beside him, he noticed another participant, an older boy named Sabr, walking steadily, step by step, the pot balanced smoothly on his palm. He wasn't fast. In fact, he was the slowest. But his water was almost full. Ayaan stared at him in disbelief. How is he doing that? Sabr looked at him kindly. "It's not about speed," he said softly. "It's about patience, balance, and trusting the process. Slow doesn't mean weak." Ayaan felt a sudden flash in his mind. The tortoise under the banyan tree. He remembered how it never stopped, never rushed, never overthought. It simply kept going at its own pace. Ayaan stood still for a moment, breathing deeply. He made a decision. He placed his pot carefully in his hands, straightened his posture, and began walking steadily, slowly, gently. Every step was controlled, every movement was thoughtful, and something magical happened. He felt calm. The panic that had filled his chest disappeared. His heart settled into a peaceful rhythm. But most importantly, his water stopped spilling. The crowd watched Ayaan with surprise. Minutes passed. Other children who had rushed earlier were now panting, their pots almost empty. Ayaan, slow and steady, moved past them one by one. With each step, he whispered to himself, like the tortoise, "Steady, don't rush, Sabr Inam." By the final stretch, only two boys remained close, Sabr, still calm and composed, and Ayaan, now determined and graceful. As they approached the finish line, Ayaan didn't think about winning anymore. He thought about finishing the right way, with patience and purpose. And because he stopped rushing, he didn't spill a single drop. The moment he stepped onto the finish line, the villagers erupted in applause. Ayaan looked into his pot, astonished. It was almost full, only a tiny drop missing. Sabr stepped beside him and smiled. "You learned the real lesson," he said. "Patience builds strength." The judges examined both pots. Samir's pot was full, but Ayaan's was just as impressive. After a moment of discussion, the chief elder raised Ayaan's hand and announced, "This year's winner is Ayaan, not because he finished first, but because he transformed himself." That is true victory. Ayaan's eyes filled with tears. He didn't just win a race. he won over his own impatience. He understood something deeply. Speed might bring quick results, but patience brings lasting success. As the villagers celebrated, Ayaan saw a familiar figure near the banyan tree, the little tortoise, climbing again, slowly but surely. Ayaan smiled at it with gratitude. "Thank you," he whispered. "You taught me what no one else could." From that day on, Ayaan changed. Whether it was studies, chores, sports, or life's challenges, he remembered the tortoise and the race. He learned to breathe, to trust the journey, and to move steadily. He stopped rushing. He stopped doubting. And life rewarded him, slowly, gently, beautifully. Because true success is not about how fast you reach the destination. It's about how patiently and wisely you walk the path. That was the gift he earned. Sabr ka inam, the reward of patience. And for Ayaan, it became the secret to a peaceful and successful life.